to try something a little different on this video. I decided I want to try a new series kind of thing. This being the first video where I just start recording what I do each day. I do any kind of guitar related stuff, and what a good one to start with, because I ordered a bunch of new guitar picks. I'm going to try them out, see what I think of each one, and who knows, I might edit this thing down to do like a pick review that I do. So some of you, many of you, know that I have been playing exclusively with Sick Pick for about, I don't know, 3 to 4 years maybe. And recently, in an effort to get more and more accurate with how I play and what I play, I started to mess around, with the idea of like maybe Sick Pick is actually preventing my accuracy from being the best. And I hate saying that because I love the damn pick. I do believe that it is built for speed. Because of the twist, it does shorten the distance from string to string. But I'm wondering, maybe that because there's so much less distance string to string, what if it's actually messing with my accuracy? So started fiddling around with jazz picks. I know a lot of guys who are known for accuracy, like Michelangelo Badio, he uses jazz picks. So I wanted to start fiddling with that. And another guy named Roy Marchbank, I believe that's how his name is pronounced, Marchbank, incredibly fast player. I question if this is correct or not. He says that he uses 3 stubbies, they're pretty thick from what I've seen online. So 3 stubby picks glued together. I'm wondering if he meant jazz picks, because it kind of makes a little more sense to me. Because like with the stubby ones, they're a little bit beveled, I believe. So you'd have like little gaps in between each of the picks. So I don't know. I didn't see a close-up when he discussed what he does. But he takes the picks, glues them together, and then bevels each side. And for those of you who don't know what a bevel is basically like the side of your pick is worn down at an angle. So I got some beveled stuff here. One is kind of like a jazz pick. A lot of Dunlops I'm going to be trying, and some gravity picks. Not sure if I've ever heard of them, but let's get into it here. And you see, I hooked up a spare webcam to the end of the guitar, so now we can have close-ups of what I'm doing. Thought that might be kind of neat. So let's see. First one, let's try out. We have a Jim Dunlop Primetone. This is 1.5 millimeters thick, which is pretty close to the jazz pick I've been using. I've been trying out these the Jazz 3s. This one's got some grip on it. This is I believe it's a 1.4 millimeters, so not too much of a difference. Primetone is the same, pretty much like the same as a regular size pick there. So just so you can see the size difference, here is the jazz pick, here is the what is it called again? Primetone. So again, like Sick Pick, this is the D75, so it's twisted pretty far, 75 degrees. And then here with this, the more traditional flat pick, hopefully you can see how it's slightly beveled. It does seems like it doesn't want to focus on that. Maybe it'll focus on this. Not really. Well, it is beveled, so I'm just going to play a little bit, see how it feels. So it's noodle time. If you like noodling, you like spaghetti, oh, you're going to love this video. And then I'm going to keep going back between others just see how it feels. Let's try the regular jazz pick again. I can tell right away I feel more control with the Primetone versus the Jazz 3. Let's try a little sick pick. I actually think I feel a little more accurate with Primetone. So that's pretty interesting. I do feel a bit more accurate with the Primetone versus the sick pick and the Jazz 3. So let's do more Primetones here. This one is 2 millimeters thick. So all the Primetone ones are beveled. Apparently I got 2 that are 3 millimeters. 2 packs that are 3 millimeters thick. I have no idea why I bought 2 different ones. It must be made out of different material. They're a little bit different material. Anyway, so Primetone 2 millimeters. So a little bit thicker. So the bevel is a bit more pronounced on this because there's more pick. So let's see how this one feels. Versus the 1.5. It's a close call. I'm having a hard time telling what I feel we're comfortable with. I'm kind of leaning towards the 1.5 still. So let's try this 3 millimeter thick Primetone, not True Tone, Primetone. Let's see, let's move this out of the way. So 3 millimeters thick. If I've ever played with a pick that's 3 millimeters thick. It feels really comfortable. It's kind of funny though. It's definitely, it feels thick. It feels comfortable in the hand. But I'm not sure about how accurate I really feel like with that riff there. Let's try the 1.5 again. Back to the 3. I can tell the bigger pick, it sounds like the sound or the tone is a little bit thicker. So that was the 3, here's the 1.5. Interesting. Maybe slight difference there. It's hard to tell what I like more right now. So let's continue on. Let's see, another Jim Dunlop. This is another Primetone with different material. This is also 3 millimeters thick. So you can see through this one. I don't know if you can be able to tell on the camera here, but this is the one I was just using. Here's the other one. Now, can't really see through it on the camera, but it's a little bit see-through. Translucent. Also beveled. So let's see. This one, it feels like it has a bit of a grip. Some of that non-slip grip. There's a pattern, and some of the text on here is raised. Surprised I played that as well as I did, considering I haven't played that in a while. I'm not warmed up. I actually have a story to share about arthritis. Probably do a video on that eventually. So I'm gonna go. That was the clear or the translucent one. Back to the non-translucent one. Forgot my riff. That's what it is. See what happens when you don't practice? You forget your stuff. I'm thinking this material makes it feel a little easier to play. It's interesting. Just the material itself makes it feel a little easier to play with. So this is the 1.5 Primetone again. Let's see how this one feels. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing things more with the thinner one versus the 3 millimeter Primetone translucent one. It's not called translucent, I'm just saying that to differentiate here. I'm not seeing what the hell it's made out of. Well, anyway, let's do that again. I got a text message. Alright, time to move on to some other picks there. So, I have let's do the last Dunlop style pick here. This is a Jazz 3, but it's 2 millimeters thick. It's a little bit thicker than the Jazz ones I've been fiddling around with the past week or so. Let's see how this guy feels. That's weird compared to what I was just using. like it was a little bit crispier sound. Back to the Primetone versus the Jazz one. Still feel like I got more control with Primetone 3.0. So let's move on to the gravity style pick. So I'm going to try this jazz pick type of thing. Supposedly these are supposed to be good for volume, speed, accuracy, and tone, as it states right there on the packaging. Volume, speed, accuracy, and tone. Too bad it's not showing it very accurately on the camera here. Oh, whatever. Let's go to the pick. Only got one of these. Dunlop, you get multiple ones. Gravity picks are a bit more expensive. So that's interesting. So this is 3 millimeters, just like the last Primetone one I was using. And it's, see if you can tell here, it's beveled all the way around, so it's got kind of a smooth edge to each side, so it doesn't just cut right off. It's all nice and pointy on the ends here, and it talks about you're able to use the different sides of the pick for different sounds, kind of like a Dragonheart one does, which I did try using again, because they did send me some to demo. Just didn't feel right to me. So, oh well. Anyway, let's see how this tiny pick feels. Try a different edge here. It's kind of interesting. And then you're supposed to be able to play with this round section. I do not like that part. So the pointier edges seem a bit more controllable. So that I just used the pointiest edge here. Now I'm going to use one of the side ones. I want to say the pointier edge has a sharper attack. The not as pointy edge kind of feel like the less pointier edge has a little bit more control. Let's go back to the Primetone. Well, the bigger pick feels a bit more natural. I'm wondering if I'd like this better if I got used to it. versus the Jazz 3 with 2mm. I definitely like the gravity pick better than the Jazz one, or the Dunlop Jazz one. Versus the old sick pick. Sick pick is in my hand. Back to the gravity pick. I felt a little bit better than the sick pick that time. The other edge. Interesting. Well, got a couple more to go through here. This is another gravity pick. This is a razor. It's 2mm thick. It's about the same size as a standard pick. It's also beveled pretty sharply all the way around. It's called the Razor 2. That's scratchy. Back to the jazzier one. That riff definitely feels harder with the jazz pick versus the more standard size one. Versus the sick pick. I don't know what to think about this one. That one, it feels like it's catching on, like dragging across the strings. Instead of slicing through it, even though it's beveled, it doesn't feel like it wants to cut through like the way the sick pick does. Man, it's so tiny. It's so weird to me. That's what she said. Some of the stuff feels like it's cleaner, like it plays cleaner, if that makes sense, with the smaller gravity pick versus the Primetone one. But I'm just so used to the bigger pick, I don't know. I might just need to get used to the smaller one. Like, it's kind of a toss-up between this translucent Primetone, this 3mm stick, and then this Gravity Sunrise pick. But one more to go here. Definitely not digging the Gravity Razor. That's just, feels like it's too abrasive, and it doesn't glide across the strings or cut through the strings like I'd like. So I had to try a really big fucking thick one. This son of a bitch is 6 millimeters thick. Probably really good for the bass. But I had to see what it feels like on the guitar. I'll definitely be trying it with the bass too. I like to use fingers and the bass for recording. But beveled all the way around. So we'll see. See how this giant one feels. The thickness of it makes it feel pretty comfortable in your hand. Actually feels pretty good. I'm surprised considering how thick it is. I wonder what it would be like if I picked on the other edge. Sounds very shuffa versus the more traditional side. Actually feels like the thicker one is a little bit easier to play with. Very interesting. Well, after going between all those, it does seem like the Primetone, this translucent one that's 3 millimeters thick with the bevel, is easier for me to play with than the Gravity Sunrise that's like a jazz pick. Their answer to a jazz pick anyway. Yeah, it's a toss-up. I'm really liking this big fat one. Huh. Now it seems like a toss-up between this 6mm gravity pick versus the 3mm Primetone, as far as which one feels the most comfortable right now. I like the sound of the sweep the best so far with the jazz pick, though, on that one. Huh. Well, I think I'm gonna cut this video off. It's been going for quite some time. This has got to be edited down. If you're watching this, this is the edited down version, or one of them anyway. This is a long fucking video. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some speed tests, some accuracy stuff with some metronome practice. I'm gonna go between the 6mm thick gravity pick, the 3mm thick gravity sunrise pick, and this translucent looking Primetone 3mm beveled pick. So I'm going to do that next.